Okay, and welcome to Ironing Out the Kinks podcast, episode 4. Big numbers, we're getting there. Soon we'll be in double figures.
Yeah.
You're joining Luke and Chelsea, married couple who like talking about all things sexual, kinky, just basically opening up the conversation. We're here to answer your questions, problems, talk about your stories, and just make the conversation of sex normal instead of it being some big stupid taboo that people want to just try and shit all over.
Exactly.
Because people are idiots. Spent a lot of time on social media comment section this week to make myself feel better. Because there's just so many idiots in there. It's just hilarious.
They really are.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another day though. Should we get straight into it?
Let's jump straight into it with our top 100 kinks.
Top 100 kinks.
So, first one we have is exhibitionism.
Exhibitionism. Explain to me exhibitionism, because the way I see it and the way it might be wildly wrong and people think I'm an idiot.
Sure. So, it's quite a common kink or fetish for some people. Being naked and performing sexually in front of people.
Oh, okay.
So, it's quite a close one to voyeurism, which we'll probably get into another week.
Voyeurism's the other side of it though, isn't it? Voyeurism's the watcher. Isn't it?
We'll get into it. We'll stick to exhibitionism this week.
Okay.
So a really simple part of voyeurism could be simply masturbating in front of your partner.
Why did you just go so posh?
I know.
Masturbating. So masturbating in front of your partner.
That could be a really simple version of it. So it's having somebody watch you do sexual acts, basically.
Yeah.
And you really enjoying it.
Cool. And that includes obviously just having sex.
Yeah.
Not talking about obviously exposing yourself or anything like that. I mean, that comes under exhibitionism, but in a perverted way.
In a pee-pee Tommy way.
Yeah, in a don't trust that guy with your kids kind of way, you know?
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we enjoy this.
Yeah, so something that we have spoke about what we're going to be wanting to do is at sex parties where you have sex and people watch you.
Yep.
So that's another exhibitionism kind of thing you can do.
Yeah.
Which is probably quite besides the doing things in front of your partner, probably the next one which is more common. So at BDSM shows or at play parties, you'll fulfill that there.
Do you think like there are people who do like OnlyFans and stuff who get off on exhibitionism? I know obviously there's a big drive for money tied
being
into
seen.
that. But being seen, it's pretty fucking hot.
Could be a thing.
Because I like you watching me. If you're not in the mood, but you're kind of in the mood, but you're like, oh, I'm a bit tired, I don't want sex. I'm like, well, I need to exercise my demons. I need to get this naughtiness out of me, and you're going to watch. And I love that.
So you're a bit of an exhibitionist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so are you.
Yeah, I guess I am to a certain extent.
And we've talked about like when we have the opportunity, you know, having sex in front of people, you having sex with a lot of women in front of people. Yeah. I like the idea of you being seen having sex with women and then coming back to me, people being like, fuck, boy, you've got it good.
That's like an ego boost for you.
100%.
So people kind of lusting after your woman, but she's not doing anything with them because she's coming straight back to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm just like walking out of the room like different blokes just spudding me up as I walk out. Like, yeah, I know. I fucking know.
The wind in your hair, spudding everyone as you're
Everything's
going
slow
past.
motion. Everything's slow motion. You know, the bottles are getting poured slowly. I'm just looking around, winking at blokes, and they're looking at me and giving me the nod, like, "You fucking guy, I love it." So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I think that's again for people who hear this and think, "Oh shit, I'm into that." I think that's a really easy one to get into.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you don't even necessarily have to have other people involved. You could just do it with your partner.
Yeah,
and that's being seen.
Exactly.
Also, I just had a thought about it. I guess dogging is kind of exhibitionism. I know there's a bit of partner swap and stuff there, but some people just go to fuck in the car and be seen.
Some people just like being watched.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's not in a, this is me.
Okay.
You're right, totally. This is me. If I'm just in a car park and you and me are absolutely having a great time, the thought of Gary, who's just finished his shift down at Sainsbury's, coming up and watching, isn't my target audience.
No.
He's not the bloke that I want. I want people in our circle. I don't want an opportunist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be like comfortable and be like.
But that's your personal preference.
That's just me.
Some people just like it, you know, anyone staring at him.
Yeah, I'm just giving my take.
trying to think of this situation in my head. So let's say we go to a car park, we're dogging.
Yep.
Nobody's getting involved. Everyone's just, standing at the window and watching. You're finished. Do you just get in the car and drive away? Or do you be like,
well, you're already in the
thanks,
car.
guy. Oh, yeah, I guess
you got to
are.
wait for the windows to de-steam. That's the awkward 5 minutes.
When does everyone leave? Like, what, were you just backing out and people are still like, there's a people shape around your car? Just
See, you know what I'm worried about?
Go on.
I'm worried we would finish. I've got the AC and the engine running. Like, oh my God, there's just, because it's never women that are watching doggers.
No.
I don't believe it. I
No.
believe women want to be in the middle of it in this scenario. And just a bunch of blokes stood there just wanking at your windows.
Post-nut clarity will kick in and
big
be like,
time.
what have I done?
Why is there just, I can't windscreen wiper these dicks away. And then what happens if they start Spider-Man in your window?
Oh, no.
And you're just driving like back down the motorway on the way home, just unable to even look at each other because there's just like a
on
load
the
of
window
population
screen.
paste just slowly moving down. And we know it's sticky. It's not going anywhere fast. It's not like water. It's just slowly moving down the side window next to you about 6 inches from your face. I couldn't do it.
No.
I'm out. I don't want a dog ever.
No,
No,
never.
I don't want, you just put me off immediately. Any opportunity we had for dogging's fucking gone. That is gone. I am not having jizz go down my window.
No, that's fair enough because it's now your responsibility to get it cleaned. We can pick it off.
Oh, no.
Or is it going to have a paintwork effect?
It's not acidic. Jesus, woman.
No?
You put enough of it around your body, you know it's not fucking acidic.
Yeah, I know. But maybe we should do this home experiment. We'll do it and put a bit on
not
paint
coming
and
on
see
the
if it
car.
peels off.
I'm not coming on the car. No, this is an experiment. Somebody suggested we do a home experiment where we test Sainsbury's donuts
Mm-hmm.
against Tesco donuts. I'm down for that experiment, and I'm going to tell you now, Tesco donuts win. Again, I'm not going to fucking budge on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go outside and wank on the car to show you that jizz doesn't peel paint, because I can just tell you that now for a fact. It doesn't peel paint.
Fair. Well, I guess I'll have to take your word for that one.
Yeah, you fucking will, because I'm not doing it. Right, before we get weird, what's number 2? What's the second one today?
So our second one is water sports.
Water sports. We kind of talked about this before, haven't we?
So it actually has another name as well, which I just found out. It's Europhilia.
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 Okay, like being in.
So Euro with a U, is it not EU?
Oh, I thought you meant like Euro, as in like the
No.
people who didn't want Brexit.
No, Europhilia. So I'm thinking, I don't know, so urethra.
Urethra,
That's
yeah.
kind of what I was thinking. So do you want to tell us what water sports is?
Water sports is the action of urinating on somebody else and that person and you gaining sexual gratification from it.
So more
In the
widely,
scientific
more
sense.
widely known as a golden shower.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like we all said that when we was growing up.
Yeah, golden showers. I remember, it's weird now, I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent, but the amount of things you talked about in school as being really weird and these really odd things, and now it's like we'd be like, did you give her a pearl necklace? And now you're like, yeah, no, I just came all over her asshole and then just bummed it into her. And lads are like, cool, nice, sweet. And sounds like a normal Tuesday, you know? It's just weird. Anyway, what we called it, golden showers. Yes, my love, you got it right.
Yeah, so golden showers being pissed on, basically,
Yep.
or vice versa.
Getting pissed
So
on.
there's also another element of it where it's a form of wetting, they call it. So it's urinating on someone's clothing or in their underwear and letting them go about their business is actually another form of water sports.
So in this scenario, because I just want to clarify this,
Mm-hmm.
you would piss in my underwear and then I wear them around, or I would make you piss your pants and then make you go out.
Both.
Okay.
There's both of it. So I guess there's the humiliation aspect of you would want me to wet my underwear and then go out in them.
Yeah.
So you've got that control over me and I'm being humiliated by it. But then there's also the some people will enjoy wearing piss-soaked clothes out in public and they're getting a thrill out of it. So they'll ask their dom or the person that they're with, will you piss on my t-shirt and I'm going to wear it out.
Again, I get it.
Yeah.
Not my appetite, but I get it. So, you know, especially coming from the dom sub type thing, the humiliation thing that we really enjoy, I could imagine doing that to you and getting something from it.
Yeah. Because you know you've got the ultimate control.
Yeah, I know I'm like shame. You're walking with a whole host of shame, and it's for sexual gratification. Like we're doing it for like sexual purposes, which makes it dirty, which makes it wrong, which makes it fucking right. You know what I mean? It's just a real nipple twist of fucking great feelings. But yeah, again, from our point of view, this is something we have talked about water sports on here before, haven't we?
I don't think we have, no.
Was that on one of the failed episodes?
That was a failed episode, yeah.
Oh shit, if it wasn't, tell us, because we're obviously not up to date on our shit. But yeah, we're into this. You enjoy, because of the relationship we have of you being made to feel worthless and having that kind of real deep, sub feeling, and me having a real deep dom feeling. It's nice to hold that power over you. So we've practiced this before.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate I control you and I can do whatever I want with you. Obviously from your point of view, to me, I like that. I know that it might not be for everyone, but the fact that you can just make me get on my knees, whip your dick out and piss all over me. I can. It's like he's in control here. I'm doing something which I shouldn't be doing, and I'm listening to him. And it's that like, that's what I like. I like knowing that it's wrong, like you say, but you're telling me to do it, so it's right. Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. I like the idea of you pissing on me. We've not actually done that before.
We haven't. We spoke about it a lot. Yeah,
but I like the idea of it. Thing I really like, and we've spoke about a lot, is you getting like pissed on by other women and me just watching.
Yeah.
I'm doing that thing again where I'm getting myself all rolled up in the tail end of this. We're just going to throw the cameras away and just get into the bedroom. But yeah, the idea of you doing that with other women, seeing you get like, whilst those women are doing what I tell them to do, it's almost like a chain reaction. Like you're the bottom of the pile, you're the bottom of the chain, and that's a really exciting idea. But this one's probably trickier to get into for your normal Tom and Jane, because if your partner's not into it, it's a tricky one to bring up over dinner and be like, how was your day? Yeah, good. Do you want to go upstairs and piss all over me? And they're like, excuse me, what? Because some people just aren't into that dirty side. But it is common. I don't think it's uncommon.
I don't think it's uncommon, no. I really don't think it's uncommon. And I think I spoke about this with you before, but whenever I think about water sports, it always comes to mind. And some of the listeners might know these people, they might not. But I really enjoy a duo called Rest in Piss.
Such a sick name.
It's such a cool name. Where he's Toilet, and his mistress, which is actually his wife or his girlfriend, or something like that. Not his mistress, sorry, his dom. His mistress, his dom.
Just calling him out on a podcast.
She'll hire him out. She doesn't charge for it, but she'll send him all up and down the country and lets women piss on him, and he absolutely loves it. And he'll go up to Birmingham for the day, and she'll make 10 people piss on him throughout the day, and then he'll get back on a train from there to London, soaked in piss, humiliated because he's in a carriage smelling like piss, and he's got to walk home from there. And that's his thing. He loves that.
The real victim of that are the people who have to sit next to him on the busy line back down from Birmingham,
Yeah.
That's a...
I mean, we've all sat next to someone a bit questionably smelling, haven't we?
Stinks of piss. We have. We just thought they might have pissed themselves or might be drunk, but
little
maybe
they
just
they've got a huge kink.
Yeah, they're sat there with the most turgid rock on you've ever seen.
The best day.
But no, if you're into that kind of thing and you find value in what we said, look up that couple, because we've got some pictures of theirs on the...
We do. We have their prints in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he's the London vagabond, and she is modest gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, cool.
But
well, anyway. Those are the two kinks we're covering this week. We've exhibitionism, water sports.
Both of which we like this week.
Both of which we like.
We're actually talking on something we know, because last week we had to do some pornographic research.
Yeah, we had to really get deep into it. We were having dinner with somebody last night, and I was explaining the videos that I saw, and they were a bit horrified. They're one of our more
wasn't for them
linear friends.
Right.
What are we doing next?
So we're moving on to Naughty Corner, which is advice.
Advice. Do you know how bad it is? Do you know how that people don't realise, and they I don't know if they realise, but when you you get all the submissions and I don't.
Yeah.
All I want to do is look at the submissions.
I know.
And it'll get like 3 days in.
You've had to remove it from your phone, haven't you?
It's gone. And I'll say to you, like, have we had any submissions? You're like, oh, I haven't checked. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you haven't checked? All I used to do was check. I'd be like, oh my God, there's a new one. Oh my God. So this is murder, not knowing what you guys are sending in. Because sometimes Chelsea will just walk up to me and go, oh my God, this one's great. Yeah, this one's fucking juicy. So appreciate my pain, people. Okay, my love.
Right. So first one, I started an affair over a year ago to a married man who was a helper at my son and his daughter's club. It started off as flirty banter. I was engaged and soon to be wed. He was married for many years. Our children got on really well and often asked to hang out during weekends. This caused us to hang out more, and flirty banter turned into full-on sexting behind our partners' backs. This was included in exchanging nudes and videos. We realised that we were deep with the sexual chemistry and it was so hard to ignore, so we went behind our partners' backs. Our first time was in his work van. It didn't go to plan, but despite the main goal being to have hot sex, we ended up talking for hours and it felt so natural. We tried again in his van, which was very sweaty, hot sex. It was incredible. It became a regular thing, booking hotels, having 5-hour sex sessions all around the country. The sexting continues and the line started to get blurred. I got feelings and he admitted that it was more than just sex. 7 months later, we decided to walk away from our partners and start a new relationship. I felt awful, but not as awful as I did lying to my partner. He left his wife and she was a right nut job, but of course she had her reasons to be. Nearly a year on, we're the happiest we've ever been. His ex-wife has moved on too, but she still has a hatred towards me she will never let go. Now we don't have to sneak around. How do you keep and remain a kinky sex life? I have loads of toys which we use often and the outfits. He's really into anal, but when we plan it, I ensure I'm clean and douched and I wear my butt plugs, but it still hurts. We always use our safe word, which is cupcake.
Okay.
Which never leads to sexy anal play in the pornos. I've tried and I'm worried I'm not fulfilling his kinks and needs. Please help any advice on having the most pleasurable experience for both him and me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a roller coaster.
Wasn't it?
I thought we was going all over the place. First of all, 5-hour sex sessions is one thing I want to pick up on.
That's what I thought.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Tiring.
Yeah. And okay, so the backstory's kind of nothing to do with. I understand why you've had that like real.
It's the craziness and the passion and the whirlwind and the excitement, which is what I imagine is the exciting part of that.
Yeah.
So I guess now it's gone. Everyone knows about it. They're living a bit of a normal life and that excitement might have disappeared.
Well, it doesn't sound like it's disappeared. It sounds like she's worrying it's going to disappear.
Yeah, possibly. But also she might be feeling it herself that that excitement, that naughtiness has kind of gone.
Yeah.
So there's going to be like high dopamine levels there and then it's come down because everything's above board. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're saying. And it's that rush, even though it's wrong and like we don't condone that kind of behavior. Neither of us like that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's the path you've had to take to find happiness.
Yeah.
And okay, people have gotten hurt. Let's move past that and keep it, talking about the sex. But you were on it's like a real like dirty, naughty, high adrenaline, high risk, high reward kind of passion train. And now that's slowed down. And you're like, yeah, we keep this alive by doing this. Sounds like she's really caught up about anal.
Yeah, well, she's saying it doesn't matter how much she uses a butt plug or whatnot, she's still getting pain from it. So from obviously my point of view, the advice that I'd offer her there, obviously it's great you're using butt plugs. That's what you need to do to stretch yourself out. But I'd say, and this could be stuff you're doing already because I mean, you haven't told us, but for me personally, I'd make sure you're using a toy, like clitorally, why am I trying to be good? Stimulating your clit. You're using a toy on it. And I tried to like be really proper with
Harvard.
that. I know.
Jesus.
Medical termination. But Yeah, so I'd make sure that you're fully relaxed for it. And that's not just immediately putting something on your clit and then letting him enter you. Make sure you're warming yourself up to it. Make sure maybe you've come before this happens as well. So like you're fully relaxed and he takes it easy. He might be extremely well endowed as well. And she's getting pain because of that.
Well, exactly.
But I'd try and make sure she's doing all the things she can do to fully relax herself. And again, communication, as with everything, again, I imagine she's communicating with him and saying, go in slowly, take it out, make sure you're very well lubed up. I hope all that conversation's happening, but if it isn't, have that conversation, because at the end of the day, it's about her comfort and not his really here.
100%. As a man who also has a weird infatuation with anal, and the thing is, anal doesn't really feel much different.
No,
if anything, it kind of feels...
what you're doing. It's the fact that you're doing it, it's wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel any better. Kind of, vagina's literally designed to make a dick feel so good it comes.
Yeah.
An asshole isn't.
Yeah.
But it's what you're doing that's just wrong. But yeah, like you say, loads of stimulation to be relaxed and be in the moment. Loads of lubrication and just work up to it. Just start with... do every now and again when you're feeling it, just use a finger.
Mm-hmm.
Just when he's fucking you, use a finger. When you're touching yourself, use a finger. You got butt plugs? Cool. Thing with a butt plug is you get it in, it's like, oh fuck. And you get it in and the neck's really small.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not actually really stretching yourself. You're just stretching yourself at like a 1 point and then it's closing again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would look for other toys or different toys.
Well, there's also butt plugs that you can get with a much wider neck, and you can buy the kit to go up the sizes.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know whether this is something that she'd be aware of. Not all people will be, but it won't be a case of just using a butt plug before he's about to enter you. Do it for a couple of days before, because your sphincter.
Stop talking like we're at fucking medical school.
I'm just thinking about that game earlier on it. It said sphincter, so it's in my head now.
Don't talk about my games on here. People will judge me and say I'm a fucking nerd. But yeah, sphincter.
It will train. So after a couple of days, it'll be a lot more loose than it would be if you were to put a butt plug in on that day and then have anal.
Yeah,
she should build herself up to it over a couple of days.
Some people just have tighter holes.
Yeah, but again, this is a way of helping and training herself to get to that point.
But that's if she really wants to. You've got to find the pleasure in it. As her, she's got to find the pleasure in it as well. It's not just about I need to make him make him fulfilled. Because I guarantee you, and I'm not throwing shots. I'm not throwing mud. But she's worried. He did it to his wife. He can do it to me. If it's not being fulfilled, he could get it somewhere else. And that's always going to be a concern, which is why it's not always the best to start a relationship off by cheating.
Yeah.
But this is where we're at. We've focused a lot on anal. I was going to say, I got a friend who, a very small butt plug. Mm-hmm. She told me the story. She put it in with her now, God, I don't know if they're married yet, but she put it in first time they were ever going to do something a bit experimental, and she nearly fainted. She ended up on the floor, nearly passed out because she's just got a smaller, butthole. Like that's just what it is for her.
Fair.
I'll get her to listen to this and she'll be like, fucking can't believe you told people. But the other thing of like keeping it kinky, where you sort of said like, I can imagine you're worried about keeping it fresh and constant and trying to make sure he's satisfied. Cool. What do you need to be satisfied? And not just what do you need, but what do you both need? This is where the communication piece comes in. Just be open and honest, be brutally honest. I'm insecure about this. I want to make sure that you're fulfilled and happy, but I also need to be fulfilled and happy. Talk about what you're into. If you say you've got a whole host of toys, cool. What do you do with them? Do you watch porn together? Do you do role play? Any of the kinks we're talking about, you can... Sometimes it takes a little bit of dissecting to realize you're actually into something. Yeah. Like I said about your feet. I was never into feet. I didn't get it until you were like, I love my feet being like kissed and sucked whilst I'm being fucked. And I'm like, cool, I'll do it for you because I love you. Did it. And I was like, fucking love this.
Just touching on the toys there that you like, what do you do with them? That's a really good point, because they could have you could have so many different toys and only use them during having sex, and then they go away until you have sex again. And touching on something that we spoke about last week with the sensory deprivation, he could tie her up and use the toys on her and go a whole different dynamic, and that kind of keeps the kink alive. But I agree with you. Sit down, have a conversation and talk about what you both like, and throw some fantasies on the table. Even if you don't think you like them, just start opening a conversation up around them, because you'll get a bit of an idea of what you could maybe try out.
Exactly. And if you might not like you might not be like, that's going to sexually turn me on, but I'm not adverse to trying it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
It's still
that's
fun.
all you need to, exactly.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Experimenting together, and you might take something away from it.
Exactly. I'd say a top tip, and this is what you've done for me before, and this is dependent on him, but fuck him. If he doesn't like it, he's weird.
Okay.
You wear your underwear, masturbate in them a lot, get them really wet, and then just leave them in his pocket for when he goes to work, and then just text him and be like, check your pocket, or
That's
it's in your van. Check your van.
Yeah.
Have a little. People think like sniffing underwear is dirty. It smells like your pussy. We like eating pussy. Again, if you don't like eating pussy, you're fucking weird. Sorry. But it smells like your pussy. That's going to drive him wild. You're just like, this is waiting for you when you get home. Maybe if you know what I mean? It depends on their dynamic. Maybe she can be the dominant one. Maybe he's into her being dominant for a bit.
Yeah.
But maybe it's there when you get home. Maybe you have to earn it. Maybe you have to beg. Maybe you have to crawl. And then you just got this whole host. It doesn't necessarily need to be about the sex. It's about everything around it. It's about the build up, the communication, the teasing, the playing, the foreplay. And foreplay is not just, sucking dick and eating pussy. Foreplay is everything about it. This is like foreplay for us.
The whole day. What we said before, and you'll see this on quotes all over the internet nowadays, but foreplay isn't from when you get into the bedroom and start getting into like oral activities. Foreplay is from the second you wake up with each other. It's how you treat each other for that entire day. Is what's the tone of the day. That's where foreplay starts. And if you haven't already got a sexual dynamic, which most people do, explore that sexual dynamic more. If he's a little bit more dominant than you are, or vice versa, start pushing on that, start playing on that. Start the day off as whoever the dominant one is can set the rules for the day, sets the tasks for the day. The submissive then needs to obey it. Start playing in some roles, and that can be really fun throughout the day.
100%. And the role play, you know what I mean? Go meet him at work in the back of the van again and be like, we need to be quick, my husband's going to find out. You know what I mean? You can just relive that. There's no reason not to.
No, I guess not. It makes you feel icky a little bit.
We don't like it. But you know what I mean? That was their initial like,
excitement.
Fuck, this is filth. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is wrong. So wrong, it's right. Do it. Just role play. People feel silly doing role play until you start doing role play, and then you're like, oh, this is fucking sick. But yeah, if you need anything more on that, or if you give us an update, or if you've got any more questions, any follow-up questions, because that is a really good one. That's the kind of thing we want to be talking about in that segment, really. Give people an understanding of how we see things, really.
Yeah. So moving on to the next one. This one's pretty clear cut.
Same advice. We're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I told you we had two.
Did you?
You didn't listen.
I didn't listen.
But it's pretty quick, clear cut,
okay.
And not hugely sexy. But
okay, no, I'm here for it.
Mentions the word sex, so let's go.
You've ticked the box.
My fiance and I are taking an 8-day honeymoon in Brazil, which is where he's originally from. This trip has been in the works for a long time, and a few weeks ago I learned that his parents were hoping to stop by and visit during our honeymoon. They even asked to stay with us. We have rented a 3-bedroom place near a beach for 2 nights. I said obviously not, and my husband agreed. He told them no, that this is because we want our privacy. His parents, who I have grown very close to, sent me a separate text asking in a light-hearted way, I thought, if it was a really big problem and if I agreed with him. I said yes, I did agree. His mum asked me why, and I was honest. I said I wanted to be able to be open and free with him without thinking about house guests. She said, so is this about sex? I thought she was still being light-hearted, and I replied, if I'm being honest, I'm going to fuck his brains out in every room of that house.
Oh my God.
No response. So.
Double tick. Blue. Red. No one's typing.
So this has become a whole thing. My mother-in-law thinks I'm disrespectful. My father-in-law thinks I'm a sex monster of some kind. My husband thinks it was way too far from me. Am I an arsehole and do I owe
hell.
them an apology?
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
I mean, there's, you know, having an open conversation with your in-laws about sex and then saying you're going to fuck their kids' brains out all around a house. There's two different things.
Yeah, I mean, you and my mum are tight, but I don't think she'd appreciate that.
No, I don't think she would.
No. Jesus. Okay, number one, the parents are fucking assholes. Everyone's kind of an asshole in this a little bit.
Yeah.
Hers is less intentional. She's less intentionally an asshole. The parents are assholes because who the fuck wants to rock up to their kid's honeymoon and stay for a few days?
Honeymoon. Everyone knows a honeymoon is about fucking. You've just got married. You're horny. You're husband and wife. You're fucking all over the place. The in-laws do not need to attend that.
On what planet do the in-laws turn up? Like, who thinks that's okay? And then to keep probing it and be like, so who's not happy with this?
Yeah.
It's like the world isn't happy with this because it's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Don't.
But then also, both the husband and the wife has separately said to the in-laws, yeah, we don't want you there. To which the mother has replied, so this is about sex. She doesn't need to overstep her boundary. She needs to accept that they both don't want her there. Okay, no worries. We'll see you another time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She keeps probing, keeps pushing it.
Yeah.
Weird. But then the woman, the new daughter-in-law, did not need to say, I'm going to fuck his brains out in every corner of the house. I feel like if you've got that kind of relationship with them, cool, but read the room. They're still pushing about this. And if that was like your dad texting me like, you know, are you not cool with this? I'd be like, Chelsea, have you spoke to your dad about this? Why is he texting me? This is weird. We've said no. Why is he texting me? Kind of got to read the room a little bit. She's not the asshole intentionally, but she's kind of a dickhead. She's
not the arsehole, but she does need to apologise for being really crude with her in-laws.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'd go with that.
Yeah, I'd say that was a bit disrespectful, but then they were disrespectful. But apologise. You're never gonna get one up on elders. Just suck it up and just apologise. Your father-in-law thinks you're some kind of sex monster. He is just jealous. Oh my God. He is like, do you remember? That's why the mother-in-law's so pissed off, because he's elbowing her going, see, people still fuck. See, look, do you remember? Do you remember what that used to be like? Now you give me one hand job every time my birthday's either a 0 or a 5. 60, 65, 70. I get a rough hand job, no lube, not even a courtesy spit. That's why the mother-in-law hates you. So yeah, you're kind of all assholes.
Cool.
That's how I fucking see it anyway.
Cool, so that's them.
Cool.
So now we're moving on to slippery when wet.
Nice.
So we have one this week. Again, quite a short one. So I had a fantasy when in Amsterdam with my ex. I wanted to watch him fuck a sex worker and be a part of it. So as a surprise, I booked one and paid for her to come to our room. Honestly, it was the hottest thing I've ever done, watching him fuck her and play with me. Then after, she watched and joined in whilst he then fucked me. Best experience ever. Now I'm single, I'd like to join in with a couple. That's their fantasy. So they had a fantasy that fulfilled it. They've now got a new one off the back of that.
Cool.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to drop an ASL.
No.
For anyone under 30, you have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, that's quite a simple one, really. You know, if you that's what you're looking for.
If you are a single woman looking to fuck a couple, you do not understand the goldmine position you are in. Just create yourself a Tinder, put some pictures on, and all you have to put in your bio is the emoji of a unicorn and watch you get matched with every single couple on there.
Yep. It's a slog for you because you have to try and convince people who aren't unicorns.
Yeah.
You know, just gay or bisexual women to be like, do you want to fuck me and my husband?
Yeah, every so often I'll come across a unicorn, but that's what I mean. They're a gold mine. They're few and far between. So this is not going to be a hard fantasy for this person to fulfill.
No way. You know, I've seen people on Instagram that celebrate their unicorn lifestyles, and it's fucking class. You're in such a unique position that if you're wanting that, you can have a great time with two people without emotional attachment. You're in, like you say, you literally just dust your hands off and walk away from a great bedroom scenario. And because you're in such high demand, you'll probably get called back more than once.
Oh, that you'll get swept up. You'll get regulars.
Yep.
Easy.
Yeah, so that's a sick one. And again, there might be people out there. I think it's probably goes. I think most men would be like, yeah, no, I'm down for this. Yeah, no. But I think there's probably a lot of women out there who would be keen to do that kind of thing and probably have a fantasy of it. But again, like we spoke about before, that stupid shame part, the peer shame and all of that nonsense, where they don't feel comfortable talking about it and saying, you know what I mean? I went and got banged by a couple the other day and it was great.
I think the good thing with it, if somebody is nervous to go into it, couples are usually pretty respectful because they know it's going to be pressure and a difficult gig for a solo person to come into an established relationship. You've got the options to meet them beforehand. You haven't got to meet them up for sex. I mean, we've taken someone for a drink before we've taken them back home.
Yep.
And I think just just get started. Just have a conversation with someone. If it's something that's, you know, spidey senses, want to give it a go, just have a conversation with someone. It's usually the girl that's scouting, I'd say, because it's a bit like creepy coming from a guy.
Yeah, massively.
And girls are easy to get along with, especially when they want something from you. So
because they're manipulative. No, the only point of that is to be, like we say, be safe.
Yeah.
Go and meet them somewhere public first.
Yeah.
Drop a
Always
FaceTime.
share your location.
Always share your location.
We had somebody actually, and she was like, I'm just gonna share my location with my friends so they know I'm safe. We was like, yeah, crack on.
You do your thing. Yeah, I was like, have you got someone to text? She was like, yeah, I'm just gonna text them now, let them know you're not murderers. They're like, yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, that's good. That's a good fantasy.
Yeah.
That's a bit. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of us. Did you just write that secretly?
No, of course not. I haven't wrote any of these.
Fucking.
I do not have the imagination to come up with half this stuff.
You definitely don't have the imagination for this.
Ask me to imagine a pink cloud. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Wow, that was a whole load of suspense for you to just go, nah, fuck it.
Nah.
Can't do it.
Right. This is becoming my favourite part of the show.
Same.
And you're already excited
I'm so fucking excited.
So we've got quite a few this week.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, oops, wrong hole.
Oops, wrong hole. I'm going to get a jingle made for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to be me going, oops, wrong hole. And any videos, I'm going to have nipple tassels on.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
With a little shh.
Yeah, with the swishies. Right, okay, first one. Hit me.
First one. I had a threesome with another lad and a chick. I was behind her while he was getting his member chowed on like a tough piece of jerky.
Fucking hell. Fucking people's descriptions of this is just fucking next level. Like a tough piece of jerky. What was she doing to the poor lad's fucking
this
chopper?
This is what I was thinking. When I read this, I was like, is that an insult or is he trying to make that? Because that sounds painful.
That does sound horrendous. And this is, anyway, so, no, carry on. So he's, Yep. Fucking hell.
Right, he looked at me and said, let's swap. He was liking what he was seeing and he wanted to get involved in that.
Yeah, I think he probably wanted to get his mouth, her mouth off his dick.
I agreed. So as I laid down and proceeded to feel like my dick was grated like a carrot.
Oh God, we were right. We nailed it.
I said, get round my biffins bridge.
He didn't say that.
That's the most unsexiest way to say gooch.
Literally, yeah.
No wonder. Confused, she said, I don't know what you mean in pidgin English as we were on foreign soil. I said it again and pointed to the area. She immediately put my ankles to my ears and started aggressively finger fucking my ass.
All right, okay.
My partner in crime was retching at the sight of this and asked me to leave. I picked up my clothes and got to go to walk out the door. I open the door, look back and see his ass pounding away. Think to myself, this isn't the end. I open and close the door. He thinks I'm gone. I slowly walk back and finish myself off, making oh dear, sorry. I slowly walk back and finish myself off while they were going at it and explode my man Magma on his feet for being a jack, making me leave.
Fucking hell.
I hear a thick Scottish accent. You fucking horrible bastard. He came out later laughing with also moans about how it is now in his flip-flops.
Jesus. I know the kind of people who that is. I know where that's come from. That's come from a crowd that I run with. Just with the language used and with the normal audacity to just come on your mate's feet
Yeah, you got to be a certain type, haven't you?
You got to be a certain type. You got to be one of us. I'm not going to say much more. I'm not going to expose myself, but
No.
yeah, fucking hell. That's
Nice.
fair though. And I don't know why his mate sounds, I don't know. Mate sounds a bit of a pussy, to be honest.
He didn't
If I
like
saw
that.
my mate getting his asshole fingered whilst I'm having sex with someone from behind, I'm not going to be retching.
Yeah, this is true.
I'll be like, swapsies?
Swapsies, my turn?
Right, what's the next
Right.
one? We've got a few. Let's do this.
Next one. High school girlfriend finally decided it was time to get naked. First time ever going down on a girl and I'm chewing gum. People still had pubes back then. Guess what happened?
Oh no. No.
Oh, gross.
No.
Can you imagine chewing gum with a little pube stuck in it?
No, but
Or
imagine if
ripping
he
'em
dropped,
out.
he dropped it into the pubes.
Got stuck.
And then, yeah,
You have to put an ice cube against it and like pick
just
it
cut
out.
it out.
Oh,
You've just got to cut
dear.
it out. I remember my brother, when I was a kid, told me you had to stick chewing gum behind your ear to save it. Got
What?
tangled in my hair.
No.
Yeah.
That's
my mum shaved my
evil.
head off and she's like smacked me around loads. Never forget that.
That's
But
brilliant.
yeah, that's and that's the first time with his like,
First time going down.
and he's got to say to her, you've got to make a bowl patch in your
Or
pubes.
what if he didn't tell her and then she's gone home later, gone for a little wipe and been like,
No.
what on earth?
You would know. You would feel it.
You would, yeah.
100%. Fucking hell. Oh my God. What is wrong with people this week?
You're going to
killing me.
love this one.
Okay. Get me excited.
My girlfriend, now wife, lived with a cat who loved to jump on your shoulders for a piggyback ride. This is cute and fun most of the time, but not so endearing mid-sex.
I just, yeah, is he watching? Is he involved? We've got a case of animal voyeurs.
We do have a cat who's
Yeah.
a bit of a
Pervert.
yeah, he's pervert.
Yeah, he hides under the bed. We think he's not there. We're getting down to business and he just slowly brings his head up. I make eye contact with him and I'm not going to be a dickhead to the cat. I'm like, look, if this is what you're getting off on, just don't let her see you, all right? Just don't look at me in the eye again.
Mm-hmm. Well, talking about the other morning where I
Are we talking about the other morning?
yeah, I'm talking about the other morning because I came face to face, eye to eye with the cat staring me dead in the eye while you were fucking me. And there's nothing I could do. I couldn't stop it in that moment.
Question is, did you orgasm?
I did.
You fucking pervert. Right, next.
Next. Last one.
Last one.
That's why I done 4 because they're really short.
Yeah, okay.
My buddy was with a girl that was more experienced than him. Mid-sex, she got a little dry and told him to spit on her. He, not knowing what
fuck's
she
sake.
meant, trying to oblige to her, spat right on her chest.
Oh, I'm just imagining Will from The Inbetweeners.
Can you imagine being that girl though? Like, what do you do?
Oh my God. Oh, there's so many questions with that one.
Instant turn off. If
'Cause he's-
someone gobbed on my chest when I've asked them to, be
Spit
sexy
on
and
it.
spit on my pussy, I'm out.
Oh,
I'm
100%.
so out.
But then why are you drying up? Unless she's in the menopause.
No, that's
Or
not
he's
true.
really unsexy.
Not true. A week before your period, you can dry up.
Not when I'm around, baby. Not when I'm...
God.
I don't know, because I spit on it a lot.
You do. Let's just pray none of our family are listening this week.
I'm going to text your dad. You're going to love this one, big lad. Get your ears around this, saying I've got a shit car. Fucking listen to the podcast. So you'll love it. It's really informative, really good stuff. Okay, that's it for this week. You got anything more to add?
That's us.
That's us. So we are really grateful to everyone listening, everyone who's listened. We've had hundreds of listeners, which is massive since we've got 3 episodes in. Just remember to like, if you like it,
Leave us a review.
leave us a review and subscribe to us on. It just helps so much if you do. It just gives us an understanding of who's watching and who's listening, and it just helps us. So please, if you just take 2 seconds to literally just press subscribe next to that, whatever app you're listening to it on, and you can catch us on multiple social medias, including where you can input
So you can do your submissions on iotk.fun. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok on Ironing Out the Kinks.
This is why Chelsea does it, because she's so much better. I just gob off for ages.
You do.
Okay. Stay happy.
Bye.
Bye.